Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to start off. You can hear me okay? Okay. When I was in New York, and I really started to understand the real strengths of sustainability as a cultural norm on our campus, we had a sustainability month. We had it in the spring. And our themes were very clear. Don't drain, sustain. And it really resonated with the students. I think the students in particular, Frank, really pushed us in that regard. And I appreciated what the students were doing to help the administration, help the staff, to establish some of those cultural norms. And we had students from across the campus really pushing us with their understanding and their understanding delivered to us that we could actually do some things that would make a difference. So I appreciate Frank and the students and others in this regard. Norman, I appreciate what we're doing here on this university campus, as well as the partnerships that we have with the others in the community as well. In fact, just last Thursday, I had a chance to visit at lunch with our mayor, George Hartwell, over in Grand Rapids. And I said, George, what can we really do together that really job one as far as you're concerned? And he said, let's really reinforce the partnerships we have in sustainability. That was number one on his mind as well. And I told George that you have my attention and you have my support, and we'll do this together with the other partners that we have in this regard. So very, very clear that it's also a partnership that goes well beyond the university. Number three, again, just last week, I had a great opportunity to go over to Muskegon, and we were able to announce the what I'm going to call bio-waste to bioenergy. Basically taking cow waste from a local farmer and seeing what kind of chemistry we can use to create some green energy from a waste product. Maybe at the end of the day we will find out that manure it has some economic value to the local farmer and beyond as well. I like the chemistry part, of course. And in fact, there are some good things that we can look at in terms of the chemistry to create now an economically viable product, and then reduce some of our costs to the environment in a very, very broad way, too. So, yes, sustainability has been a part of my lingo now for many, many years, and I appreciate the work of so many here. But my job this morning, just for a few minutes, is to welcome you to this Campus Sustainability Week. As mentioned, last year we had one day that we now are reinforcing with our commitment to be environmentally, socially, and fiscally responsible. Sustainability relates to the environmental impact of human activity, the enhancement of social systems, and the improvements in economic prosperity. This is a triple bottom line, so to speak. And the recognition of the balance required among these three issues has been characterized as sustainable growth. As an institution of higher education and leadership, as well as a public university supported by tax dollars, Grand Valley has the responsibility to practice all these particular practices for sustainable growth. The university does this by maintaining quality education offered to students, keeping costs low, protecting the environment, working to improve society, and helping students shape their lives right out of our mission. And people are taking notice on a national level. On Wednesday, Grand Valley will participate in a national simulcast on campus sustainability, sponsored by the Society for College and University Planning, to talk about our particular program. We'll be joined by other innovators such as Harvard University, Arizona State University, and Pima College, Community College, and sharing our successes with institutions nationwide. The theme for this week is People, Places, and Prosperity. Will you make a difference? This week's activities all share the goal of increasing awareness and understanding of how sustainability can make a difference in our own lives and the lives of others. And we will see plenty of examples of how Grand Valley people are making those kinds of differences this week. We have students like Tiffany Dallin, whose Kids Against Hunger group will harness the efforts of 220 volunteers to package 20,000 meals for starving families in Africa and Central America. On Saturday, many student groups will be participating in community service projects such as the National Make a Difference Day, including one group that will help clean up our own ravines. We have faculty like Shirley Fleischman, under whose leadership engineering students and faculty built a low-income house in Grand Rapids. And if you haven't seen it, it's pretty remarkable. And this particular home fits well into the community and is exceptionally energy efficient. Not only is it a LEED certified house providing a warm dwelling, but it's also providing data for engineering students as well to study. We have our own facilities like the LEED certified Lake Ontario Hall and the Merrick in Muskegon as well, and they're leading the way towards a hopefully greener future. So as we celebrate our many successes, we will also be able to discuss in many ways how we can do it better. So I welcome you again to this day and this week, and I look forward to learning more about the best practices in sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Haas. We also have an important award that we're receiving this morning for environmental services, leadership. Thank you for environmental leadership, and it will be presented by Thomas Sunkel. He's a regional equipment director for York, and also presented to Tim Timish and Terry Paul. So if you could come up.
Thank you, Wendy. It's truly exciting to have the opportunity to come in here and recognize leaders in their industry for things that pertain to environmental leadership and energy efficiency, especially on a week like this where you guys are looking at sustainability as it pertains to those specific things. Each year, York, a Johnson Controls company, looks for a candidate that's worthy of accepting what we call the Environmental Leadership Award. This award is presented to those customers and installations that exemplify the very best in those characteristics. And with that, I would like to present this plaque of the Environmental Leadership Award to Tim and Terry for outstanding qualifications in meeting those expectations by York at Johnson Controls Company. Gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you, Tim.
I just want to thank Tom for all the good help and their excellent product line, and all the York staff that helped us through our many projects. And we'll hope to continue on that way with our future projects. And I want to thank everybody for coming today. Thank you.
We thank you very much, and we're very proud to have that hang in a prominent place. And we'll keep up the good work, too.
Very good.
We also have a special occasion this morning. The Nichols Company, I have the pleasure of residing in Lake Ontario Hall, and it's our new green office building, and it's a wonderful place. And it's clear that whatever's being used to clean it is really helping my allergies a lot. So Nichols Company makes green cleaning products, and they have been working with Grand Valley for quite a while and supplying our various buildings, and making their slogan in their brochure is making greener, healthier, cleaner decisions. And I think that we're trying all the time in our facilities to make those decisions. And the special occasion this morning is a scholarship. They have offered us a the Nichols Sustainability Scholarship for students who are interested in pursuing ideas about sustainability and sustainability work at Grand Valley, and we're very pleased to have that scholarship as a symbol of what we can do on our campus, especially for students. And I would like to invite the president to come up to receive that scholarship, and Mike Olthoff and Renee Hesselink to come up and present it. Maybe Renee wasn't planned. No. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Wendy. It's a natural union with Nichols and Grand Valley coming together in this. We feel very strongly about sustainability, and we are a distributor of products that we feel are green and clean as part of what we do in the marketplace. And when we had this opportunity to do it, we said, absolutely, this is what we want to do. Sustainability is so important to us, especially when you're younger and I look at Renee when I say younger. Excuse me, Tom. But yet the older that we get too, I think we look around and we say sustainability is probably even more important for us. So it really is the right thing for us to do. We're very pleased to be able to do it, and our goal is to build this into an endowment that has its own financial sustainability in the future. So we're very pleased to present this, President Haas.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, this is something I always enjoy accepting on behalf of the students, because this will make a difference in their lives, one at a time, but indeed in their lives. And it also plays into, again, into the future. Come back to the mission, shaping students and our societies, and this is a twofer. Thank you.
And now we have the pleasure of hearing from the president of our Student Senate, Frank Foster, who's going to talk a little bit about the students' role in this, and I think a proclamation that they made. Is that? The students' role. Oh, okay. Just speaking on the students' role, right? At this point.
Okay.
Thank you.
Proclamation is later to come. So good morning. Thank you, President Haas, for making your remarks, and Dean Winter and Mr. Christopher. Today, students are presented with a choice. They can either continue the way of the past, risking rapid change and destructive results, or choose sustainability. Few students are aware that sustainability can connect the dots between our current challenge and lasting solutions. This is our bottom line. Sustainability is about people, places, and prosperity. Students are in a unique stage in their life making decisions about their future every day. It is important, though, that our individual choices are not made in isolation. It is important there must also be consideration for the direct and indirect impact we have on our communities and future generations. The world that is waiting for us after graduation will no doubt reflect the actions we take today. We are people who must live with our decisions. Universities are the birthplace of new ideas. The concentration of talent and energy on our campuses is unlike any other place in the country. Fostering strong partnerships between academic institutions will enlarge the resource pool and enhance our discussions. Events this week will pave the way for others to join in shaping our society for the future. We take great pride in the fact that Grand Valley is on the forefront of this movement. Prosperity is the end result of our hard work. This goes beyond return on investment and includes healthy interaction with our environment and those living in it. For us to prosper, we must recognize that wealth and happiness are best pursued in concert with others. In order to profit from the promise of sustainability, we must embrace our interdependence. The challenges facing Michigan in particular motivate us to think very seriously about our future. We are in a period of transition from old to new, and sustainability has proven to be an exciting option. Our students welcome this opportunity to be a part of the solution and have been an integral part in organizing for change. We are even participating in a campus climate challenge that aims to limit waste production so that the university will exert a zero negative impact on its environment. The foundations are being set statewide for a coalition of student activists wishing to pursue similar collective action. We believe that sustainability can be viewed as the successful application of our liberal education. Grand Valley has made its mission the personal betterment of its students, but also provided us with the tools necessary to shape society. We have recently updated our message for a changing world and have made the commitment to economic, social, and environmental sustainability. This goes beyond the classroom and places responsibility on each one of us for a positive or negative effect our decisions have on society. It is both the inspiration and a burden associated with a sustainable life. While students hold the power for meaningful change, we must also actively choose to do so. Perhaps the most effective way to further implement the principles of sustainability is in our general education curriculum. Grand Valley has taken a proactive role in educating all students, but also seeks to offer more concentrated study in this area. Several courses are being developed at the graduate and undergraduate levels, as well as an environmental science minor. By offering a sustainability certificate, our knowledge can be highlighted and applied in the workplace, appealing to employers in virtually all sectors. In addition to building awareness, Grand Valley students have defined their own path to a more sustainable future. Students conducting a survey of their peers have identified some reachable goals for our campus community. Within the next year, we hope to have 85% of our students familiar with the term sustainability. In addition, recycling efforts will be increased 50% from years past. Most aggressive, though, is having full student participation in at least 2 activities that promote a sustainable lifestyle by the year 2010. So on behalf of 23,295 students, we have made our choice. We will uphold the mission of our university and shape society in a way that meets our needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. We urge you to join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. I think that the leadership of the students is very important in this, as President Haas said. And we look to them, I think, for also new ideas and new ways of thinking about things that we haven't thought of. And they are taking a very active role in this, in the climate neutral approach and also the goals. We asked a class of students to work with us to talk about the goals that we should set for the sustainability initiative. And they set 20 goals for us, many very high-reaching goals, which we are certainly going to try to achieve. And Frank mentioned a couple of them about the 85% understanding of what sustainability is across the campus. If we could actually achieve that, it would make a huge difference in terms of people changing their lifestyles. So I think that working together, the student, staff, and the faculty are really being energized by this, as Frank pointed out, and we can accomplish a lot. We accomplished a lot this year with sort of a 35% knowledge, I think, of what was going on. But if we got to the 85% knowledge, I know we would accomplish a lot more, and we're really appreciative of your help in that and your support in that. So I'd like to introduce Norman Christopher now, who's the Director of Sustainability, the energy and brains behind so much of what we've done, the person who never says, no, I can't do it. One more thing, let's try it, let's keep going, why not, who's done a wonderful job of making connections for Grand Valley and the community over sustainability, and actually has helped us rise to a position nationally as being looked at as a leader in sustainability efforts on our campus. As the President said, we'll be part of this national Scupcast this afternoon, which is a great honor. Last year we sat down, a few of us, and some of you there in the audience, we sat down and watched it. It was only a year ago that we just watched it and said, oh, that's interesting, let's see what we can do. And now we will be featured as one of the important universities on it. And it's really based on Norma's leadership and direction, and we're very grateful to have him here, and I would like to introduce him as our next speaker.
Good morning again, everybody. I certainly appreciate President Haas and his comments, and I'm a learner of sustainability. I'm an applicator, and I've got some insight now to gain from somebody who's been doing this for a while, so I look forward to your leadership in this area. Frank, I also appreciate yours. I've just gotten a chance to know you over the last few months, and I appreciate so much your forward thinking on this, and I'll try my very best to help achieve your goals for the students. Just to let you know, we've been at sustainability here on campus now for just a little over 2 years. And it's been a wonderful experience for me. I personally do not come from the education arena, but I'm learning that you're accepting me a little bit more every day, and I appreciate that. I come from the business world, and I'm trying to use some of those skill sets along the way into the world of education. Just to let you know, where did this all start? And it did start with students, and I just want to personally thank Tim Penning and his CAP 220 class during the summer, who really were the ones that gelled most of this effort. What they did is they realized that we're a little short on resources, and they offered to use the sustainability initiative because we have no quote-unquote marketing. So they took it upon themselves, and I was blessed to receive 25 individual marketing plans. And one of the things that came from it was Sustainability Week. And so in that, they did a survey, which sort of set the tone for me is, before they wanted to change anything, they wanted to understand what was the awareness. And what they found out was 1 out of every 2 students were concerned about issues of sustainability. So to your point about increasing that awareness to 85%, that was the first thing that says, yeah, there's a concern. And the second thing was they then went into focus groups, very interdisciplinary, and what they found is 3 things. They wanted to increase the awareness, they wanted to understand what they could do to make a change in their own life, and then more importantly, what they could do to make a difference in somebody else's. So that's how this theme of make a difference came to pass. We'll try next. There you go. I only put this up here because there are so many definitions, and as I said, sustainability really is roots of about maybe 25, 30 years ago, actually with the roots going all the way back to Rachel Carson in the 60s, who wrote that famous book called Silent Spring. But the one definition, it just talks about meeting the needs of today without compromising needs of tomorrow, and you fill in the definition of future generations, whether it be your children, your children's children, or to me now, my grandchildren. And what's spurring me on is the question of, am I doing my best job to pass on the very best to them? And I think we've mortgaged the future in a few areas that I know I need personally to try to do a better job on myself. So the real question is, besides passing on, what kind of legacy are we going to leave? What perspective are they going to look at us and say, did you really try your best in these areas? One of the things that we talk about is this area of sustainable development. And you see up there a number of things we're trying to do here, not only to maximize efficiencies and generate lower costs, and I was pleased to see the energy competition results are in. And the students did a great job. And you'll hear more about those results later. But you made a difference just in the energy competition that just took place. So we're able to create some savings and also generate some more additional value. We're trying to certainly be better stewards with environmental integrity, trying to build that social capital and cultural awareness, and improve that quality of life, not only for you, which are really our future generation. They're the next in line. They've got to make these tough decisions, plus their generations to come. So that's what's in front of us. So with that, our message, as President Haas said, is really a liberal education focus, but look at those additional skill sets that we now need to focus on. This critical path analysis, root cause analysis, systems-oriented thinking, creative problem solving, that whole issue of that cultural awareness and understanding. Why are we doing that? The world is fast-paced, but they need to make better decisions. So that's the reason why we are providing you with those skill sets. Again, that commitment to the triple bottom line, it's very inclusive. We're embracing and using the value of diversity on campus. And through this thinking, hopefully what you'll walk away with is the ability to make better decisions and to become a better global citizen. And so when we really get down to the impact of this triple bottom line in its lens, what's fascinating to me is the mayor. And I use one of his favorite analogies of where all 3 of these legs come together in a very personal sense every day for us. And it's this question of using a lens of economic, environmental, and social equity all at the same time to address an issue. And let me pull one of which is his favorite, is the issue of lead and mercury poisoning. Now, we all know that's a toxic, right? So that fits that environmental leg. It's a toxic, we need to get it out. Now the question is, there's an economic cost to do that. Well, in the case of the city, they received, I think, a $4 or $5 million grant from the state to take lead out. Now, we got it out of gasoline, right? Now we're trying to get it out of paint. on the walls because we have people in the inner city who live exposed to that lead-based paint. And the next issue that's coming is mercury. So heavy metals are a big concern. Now, in the past, the question used to stop right there. But now the question is, did we miss asking the question? Did we miss asking the question of what's the carrying capacity for a preschool child that's been exposed to that heavy metal poisoning and now has elevated blood levels? What's the cost? Now, my wife today personally works with ADD and dyslexic children, and we have a lot of those. So I think we need to ask ourselves, what are the social implications of what we're doing, not just the economic and environmental. Frank talked very importantly about the student involvement, and President Haas reflected on the community engagement with our partnership. But in those other two areas, in education and curriculum, one of the things that we have is an Education for Sustainability Committee among faculty that is working with and helping to generate new courses. Now, for the first time, we have a couple of new ones that are being presented. One is in green chemistry. President Haas talked about the issue of taking a biodigester and creating methane gas from waste of animals. Well, all of a sudden, that's going to have to take, what are we doing in terms, now I have a chemistry degree, he has more of a chemistry degree. But the point being is, I don't think you and I could look at that today with the same world of chemistry that we had in the past. So this is something we have to teach. So green chemistry is now one. And I know sitting out there is Julia Mason, and she has just developed a new course called Women, the Environment, and Health. And I applaud you for taking that step, because now she's looking at what is that woman who's entering that space, either to be a family member, to have children, or to be in the workforce, and how do all three of these come together? So thank you for doing that. Now we have an MBA course that's starting because the students asked for it in regards to sustainability guiding principles for businesses. So those are just a few, and of course we, up in this administration, I want to thank first of all Tim. I've enjoyed the opportunity of seeing what a wonderful job facilities of services have done here. We got a lot of more steps to take, but I applaud you for how well the ones you've taken so far in things like just water quality, things like energy and water conservation, the whole area of the built and natural environment, transportation with Lisa, and how well you've formed that partnership with the Inter-Rapid Transit. And now how many rides are we doing every day? 14,000 rides a day, with a goal of roughly 1.5 million for the, I heard that, the potential goal for the whole year. And when did that start? 2000, I think, right? Isn't that amazing what great work and leadership can come? So those are just a few of the areas. And Tom, again, from Food Services, I can't thank you enough for the leadership you all have taken in regards to setting the tone for healthy food options, talking about nutrition and how important it is for the students, changing from what were considered to be the old way of cooking to now the natural oils, using local and natural organic foods here locally. So thanks for all that leadership. So that's a little bit about what the initiative is. So now, as we look at what's happening every day, this is just a very quick view for those who might want to come back after today and look a little bit about what's happening. At 10 o'clock here, we're going to have Matt McLogan and Tim Shedd talk about sustainability in the past. Where has GVSU been from its roots? And then Tim's going to talk about how does it all come together. So that's going to be here. And then we have Fred Keller, one of my personal business mentors and coaches in this whole area. And I use him in a perspective of being the real true pioneer. His thoughts on sustainability and where he's taken his company, and he does national work on advanced manufacturing reporting right into the federal level. So he will be here himself this afternoon to share what he's done with his company. And then we have Pat Alt this afternoon along with Rhonda Luberts talking about sustainability from a social equity and diversity standpoint. So that's it at Allendale this morning and this afternoon. Tomorrow at Allendale we have Teresa Neal from the Grand Rapids Public Schools, and I have to tell you, I have heard her share the Grand Rapids Public Schools story, and I think it's all one that you all need to hear as well. It may give you a slightly different perspective on what is not too far away, maybe 15 miles or so, and what's being taught and what's the environment for those children. Jeff Meyer will be here from the Van Andel Global Trade Center following, talk about sustainability in light of globalization. John Kilborn, and it's an interesting title, What a Waste, What a Waste. Conversation and conservation about health. And that'll be in the Cook DeWitt Center. And John has come to us recently and has done a great deal of work in movement science. And if you have a chance, see his exhibition upstairs on how you can generate electricity from a bike. And then we have Josh Brinks and Edwin Joseph from GVSU talking about environmental racism in conjunction with Paul Hahn, who does work for the city in this Get the Lead Out program. We also have Global Health Day on Tuesday. And these are some of the activities. We have Adopt a Block, who's done some very, very interesting work in local community development, and Kevin Rose talking about African American health, and that will be in the Cook DeVos Center. Tiffany Dallin, that President Haas talked about, will give her project on Kids Against Hunger. Gayla Jewell, who's done an amazing amount of work in Nicaragua on healthcare with students. And then we will actually be packaging with several hundred now, plus all these 20,000 packets from 1 to 5. The DeVos speakers that same day will be Karen Wolf, and I think you've all heard about Wired. That's a $15 million grant that we've received here, one of 2 in Michigan and only 15 in the United States, and that's on workforce innovation and development, and she'll share what implications that will have for our skill sets and for our workforce in the future. And then Steve Faber will be talking about co-housing and a sustainable housing alternative. On Wednesday, we have campus-wide Sustainable Transportation Day. Thank you, Lisa, for working together to make that difference. So we're encouraging everyone to take an alternative means of transportation, a la ride the bus, a la carpool, a la anything different than the way you would normally come to GVSU. We'll have Corky Overmeyer, who I work very closely with on the city as the Allendale speaker, talking about Grand Rapids and whatever they're doing on their environmental sustainability. And just to let you know that the city of Grand Rapids will be working with their and having their first ever indicator report out here within the next 3 months. At 10 o'clock, we have John Coaches from our Annis Water Research Institute talking about regional water quality. Brad Thomas, who is the CEO president of Progressive AE, talking about lead building and design and how critical we are in this whole area of design. For those of you who don't know, Grand Rapids is number 5 in the nation for LEED registered and certified buildings. Number 1 and number 2 are those larger cities, I think, known as Seattle and Portland on the West Coast. The one right in front of us is that Midwestern city, I think I know it as Chicago. The one that's right behind us is another one of those western cities called San Francisco, and we have Atlanta and Houston and a few others to round out the top 10. But here we are as a city of only 200,000, ranking number 5 in the United States for these types of buildings. So people are saying, first of all, who are you? We've had those calls. Secondly is, how did you get that job done? So that's, and then we have Tim Timish, who's going to give all you a really good update on where we are on campus. And then President Haas referred to this National Sustainability Day, and it's a real been blessing for me. I've had a chance to visit Arizona State and hear some of the other discussions that will be up on this national simulcast, and we'll have them available here in the Grand River Room and at Loosemore downtown. They're free. It's from 12:30 to 2:30. We happen to be going first, so they asked us to do that. And on Wednesday, we have Jim Walter, who knows an awful lot about renewable energy, works very close with Merrick, and is probably, as I found, one of the real resources on thin film photovoltaics. So he knows unisolar very well and energy conversion devices. He's going to talk about that whole renewable energy economy, and I hope that it has an opportunity to reside itself here, and I think I see some of the seeds already starting to be planted. And then Don Stapula, who heads the Grand Valley Metro Council, will be speaking at DeVos on the West Michigan regional land use. We also are going to have downtown that same day at DeVos, I think it's about 6 alternative vehicles that come from the city, local car dealerships, ourselves. I think even the Wege Foundation may have a vehicle in there. I'm not sure of the total mix, but we're going to bring them all out so people can see what are these vehicles of tomorrow and talk a little bit about what fuel goes in where. So that will be down at DeVos. And then on Thursday, That same alternative vehicle and fuel exhibition will be here, and I think it's going to be the bell tower. So it'll be outside. So you'll see all these vehicles parked and wonder why those are the vehicles that are here for today, but you can buy them tomorrow. So these are Allendale speakers, and now the focus shifts from now to prosperity. And Ellie Fry will be talking on the local economy. We have, she's part of this partnership and brings 200 local businesses now into this whole mix. Sue Shannon will be talking on the city and where are they in this journey of renewed economic development and growth. Our own Elena Leobitseva will be talking about her visit and what are universities doing elsewhere from the European Union on sustainability. And then we have Nick Petrangelo from Harding Energy, who has developed some very interesting nickel metal hydride battery technology that's renewable. So you can actually put your AAAs in there and never let go of them. So he'll be here talking about some of those new products. And then Thursday at DeVos, we have Shirley Fleischman talking about this sustainable housing in 945 Watson. I've seen it, and if those of you who have not, it is absolutely worth the trip to go and visit it. And then we have Paul Lane and John Ferris, who's done some very, very good work on social entrepreneurship in Nicaragua. And on Friday the 27th, which is President Haas Investiture Day, we're reflecting with poster sessions in Kirchhoff. And then we have Laker Late Night for the students. And I say it kicks off at 9, and I'm not sure how long it goes on for, because they've done, I don't see Nick Smith, but I know we have just, to 2. So you're going to get all of this. Okay, these are some of the things. We actually have Tom Miner's going to have some student cook-off. We're actually going to cook some things and do some taste testing. We have a lot of awards to be given. Tim working with housing. There's an energy competition, and there is a residential area that has won that. We have campus sustainability idea for all students. There's an idea box in the back. Pick up a card if you're a student. Please put in your good idea. And there will be a very, very nice prize given away at Laker Late Night on the best new idea on campus for sustainability. So, Frank, you can take one of those with you and put them wherever you'd like. We also have martial arts exhibit. We have Brazilian dance, a fashion show, and I can't tell you how many vendors in the area have stepped up with things for you all. So that's just a little bit of a taste on what Friday night is. We wind up with the interactive displays in Kirchhoff 242 and 243, which aren't too far from here, will be all week long a residential green living space. And in it goes things that are sustainable lifestyle products right down almost to the pillowcase. So it's going to be, and it was all done because a student said, wouldn't it be neat to see one? So this is not a cookie-cutter approach. We've had to figure this out from scratch. So thanks to Andy Beach now and Abby Forbes and all the people in housing to get that job done. These are some of the things you will see in it, right on down the clothing, household personal care products, and sustainable furniture. And those vendor tables are downstairs so people can buy and pass by them all week long, and they'll be rotating with various vendors. And then Saturday, President Haas referred to as Make a Difference Day. And so we'll be taking students down for service learning work inside the city, and there will be hundreds of students who will be participating in that. One of which is a brand new effort on a river cleanup, which I was made aware of, that now has already 75 students from the community, including Grand Valley, is going to clean up a tributary of the Plaster Creek of the Grand River. So that got added, and as a result, the ravines cleanup has been shifted to Sunday here from 12 to 4. And that was done because the students took on another project, not just the ravines. So that's our week, everybody. So I guess my first point is enjoy it. I'm certainly going to. Have some fun. I look forward to that. But I also look forward to learning something. And hopefully you all will get involved. So thanks.